let's flip a coin. Head Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer.
Okay, it's Andy Graham of hoboontheroad.com. I'm in Bucharest, Romania. I got a cold, so forgive me. Traveled nonstop for 16 plus years and went to 102 countries. Romania, that's where I'm at right now. I answer questions about the traveler's lifestyle or maybe retire abroad. I got a question here. Steve S. asked, hi Andy, I'm a 50-year-old single male living in St. Charles, Missouri, the original state capital, and on the other side of the Missouri River from St. Louis, and decided to stop thinking to get back on the road and actually to stop thinking about it and get back on the road and actually do it since I am the last of my family and have no ties here. That's kind of common. I want to say that before I go on. It's very common for people which don't have any, like their mother and father died, they're a single person, single child, and they just move to, because they're very free from, you know, maybe they sometimes even try to escape the ex-wife or the ex-husband, right? I am currently on the fence between moving overseas and moving to a perpetual travel lifestyle. I have the perpetual travel lifestyle. I don't actually live overseas. Perpetually traveling, going nonstop from place to place. But I do stay 1 or 2 months in each place, and I really encourage people to look at it that way, which would be a lot more enjoyable than just finding a new homestead and digging in. What is your recommendation for selling versus storing stuff? I.e. extra clothes, kitchen stuff, tools, and electronics like desktop computers, printers, and flat screens, TV. It would eat me a new one to sell my printer and TV for 25 cents on the dollar, or only to turn around and pay double for replacements, based on what I have read about consumer electronic prices in South America. Thanks for sharing your life with us, Stephen S. I think you're trying to solve a problem that really isn't here yet. I think what you need to do is do it in stages. Sell everything that you're not in love with and don't think you'll ever need anywhere else. I would look for storage with any kind of friend I could, and not even to the point of you know, you could even say keep this stuff and if I don't come back in a year it's yours. But buying storage places is very expensive in the United States to store a household full of stuff. Obviously, if you're moving into a country that has 110, is not 220, it's going to be some of the flat screens. I mean, I see a lot of guys bringing to Sosua, Dominican Republic. They were bringing air conditioners, flat screen TVs, and all this stuff. Generally, it's the electronics. I think what you should do is do a test run, put things in storage, and then go later to do the final turn after you do it. I always say don't move to a place until you live there for a year, because most people are burned out with the place, honestly, after, you know, most people, if they're not 100% committed to a place, are burned out within 6 months and want to go to another place. And the ones that do pack up a container full of stuff and go put it by ship and send it to the place, they burned all their bridges and they're going to stay there, and they're really just making a move and not really necessarily in love with the place, but they kind of screwed themselves, right? So don't screw yourself. Put things in stages. Just I recommend leaving it, and then the second time you go back home, you're going to find out that about another 50% of what's in storage you could throw away, okay, because you really just made up your mind what was it. And so just plan to come home every 3 to 4 months for the first year and throw away things, and then that'll make the adjustment a lot softer. But you're also going to be free, because the freedom is of travel is, so you're doing both, perpetual traveler and moving abroad, right? And I think you can do both. I don't think you have to do it. I rented an apartment in Togo with the premise that I was going to go back there every year. I rented it and paid for it the year. And I was only going to use it two months a year. And you can do that too. You can actually have apartments I would highly believe that I'm going to have 2 or 3 different apartments around the planet that I pay roughly $100 a month for rent, $1,200 a year, and I just keep and store stuff. But we are hoarders by nature, and we don't want to waste money. It's almost thing, but you can waste what you're going to waste is not money. You're going to waste time. Okay, so that time is much more valuable than the valuable. A lot of people probably won't retire. They probably could have retired 5 years earlier if they thought about how much time they were wasted. They took 5 years to sell off their stuff. I was lucky. I just kind of went home and dumped it all. But then I went home again and dumped it again and went home again, and now I'm down to just a couple boxes. But you know, it's actually, by the time you spend all the time transporting a television, doing all this stuff, it's kind of too much work. They sell TVs in other countries, right? But I do understand you don't want to take a bunch of valuable things and do it. So take your highest valuable things and store it for a while. And I would hope you'd get all of it stored for less than $100. If it's more than $100 or something a month, then, you know, trash it. Trash it, throw it away. I threw away a whole bunch of stuff and really upset my parents because I had it stored in their basement. They said, "This is valuable." I said, "I'm tired of you talking about it. I'm not going to waste my time." I just gave my van to my nephew. Okay, I had a van. I just gave it to him. Because why? Because my mother was thinking about it. And I said, I want to stop her from thinking about it. And I didn't sell it, so I gave it to him because I wanted to stop using my brain for something that is just bad juju. Okay, I hope that helped. Do call me. You're verified members. Verified members can call me and talk to me for, like, you know, they have the permission to. We're giving away like 1 hour free consultation, and hopefully we become friends where I really want to answer your calls. Okay, Andy Graham, Hobo Traveler in Bucharest, Romania.